vino spumeggiante, nel bicchiere scintillante, come il riso dell'amante, mite in fondo il giubilo.
Very busy early morning preparations for the grape harvest. Sean, unfortunately, is not able to be with us today as he's busy with work, but William and Sabine are happily going to help. We're going to fill up these vats, which I've just thoroughly cleaned with grapes, and the process of making wine begins. Belle queste uffe.
Sta facendo le sue memorie. Questa è buona, vedi? Questa qui si chiama al solito, però si è già stata.
We are with Roberto. Che grappolo! Mamma mia, bellissimo. Qui c'è Sabine lì dietro.
Come ti chiami?
Sabine.
This is ciliegiolo, which is the grape that makes up the majority of the wine that I make. Buona?
Dolce, natura, bella.
So it's about 15% Trebbiano, the white grape. Makes Rosso Rubino, which is drinkable throughout the year. Lovely stuff. That's about a ton of grapes that has been put into the Four Citron, driven into town, and now we have to lug them through the house and to the cantina. Ross has now joined us after we've done most of the work, but that's all right. And they are holding the wine-making implements, which we will employ in crushing the grapes, most appropriately. And so we'll get to work. Here are the grapes stacked. Trebbiano, Sangiovese, Merlot, and Ciliegiolo. Beviamo un bicchiere.
Ah, buona idea.
Guarda.
What are you doing, Christopher?
We are shredding the grapes.
I see.
Ce la puoi fare.
Oh my God! This is the porn.
Getting kinky with grapes.
I've heard about these films.
Che cosa hai fatto in Toscana?
Oh dear.
Cioè, ho vendemmiato.
Okay, attention, eyes up. Buona Vendemmia.
Che sia un buon vino.
Okay.
There was a poem, you see, about the vats and the treading the wine. But, anyway, it was at the time when the Etruscans were attacking Rome, and the famous moment when Horatio defended the bridge by himself against the Etruscans. And so all the Etruscan men were away fighting the war. And so this year, the harvests of Arretium this year, old men shall reap. In Umbro, young boys shall plunge the struggling sheep. And in the vats of Luna, this year the must shall foam around the white feet of laughing girls whose sires have marched to Rome.
Well done.
Very nice.
Bravo.
Okay.
The bacchanalia is done for the time being. The grapes are in the vats and crushed and beginning to ferment, filling this top room of the cantina with a lovely perfume. There are some 200 cantinas in Sorano, outnumbering the current number of residents of the old town. If one thinks back 60 years ago, it was a heady time because the majority of those cantinas would have been in use, and this perfume which has pervaded the room would have been throughout the town. as all the families would have been involved in the making of wine. I'm now left to my own devices, and over the next several days I'll be using this four-pointed stick to press down the risen mass of grape skins and stems 3 times a day, covering that with the fermenting grape juice so that this top layer doesn't spoil. And I'll now show you how that's done. Not only is there a lovely perfume in the room, but there's also this quite extraordinary sound of the grapes boiling, as we say, but bubbling up. That's the fermentation process. And you can see the grape juice bubbling up from below as I thrust this 4-pronged stick into the mass of grape skins and stems. We're now 2 weeks on from the grape harvest, and the grape juice is now almost thoroughly fermented. Today is the Svinatura, which is where the grape juice, the new wine, is taken from the vats and put down into the barrels, which are at the bottom of the gola, which is throat in Italian, the throat of the cantina. And so I'm going to be using this wonderful brass spigot and knock it into the hole here, and then I'll be using a more modern implement, a hose, which I'll attach to the end of the spigot, and that will take the wine down to the barrels. So we'll get on to that now. Okay, so here's the spigot, and I'm going to hammer it in. And what would have been done in the past is that the wine would have flowed out of this and into perhaps a panata, and then the wine would have been taken down by hand and tossed into the barrels, which isn't very good for wine actually. So I'm using a modern method, as I said before. I'm going to attach the hose to the bottom here, and although I would have liked to have used this, this is made by Luigino, the potter who I mentioned in an earlier episode. Here we are down in the bottom of the gola, and the wine is now flowing into this 225-litre barrique. Good. Here we are with the skins and stems that we've emptied out of the vats. The free-run wine is already down in the barrels, and we now have to press it. And Sean is here.
Finally got here. Where did you go? Taking the waters in Satoria. We had a lovely bathe in the Cascate del Molino in Satoria. So hot.
Sulphur is hot.
Hot. We'll smell it. Smell it. Okay.
We're going to put on the bits of wood and then press the remains. And we're going to get quite a lot more wine out of this. Okay, we're done with the winemaking, and now we're on to our potluck dinner. which, well, is sort of potluck. There's Ross and Bruno. Bruno's brought along a very nice sauce made of mushrooms and sausages that will be put on the polenta that Emma is making, and Sean, he's stirring away. That's cornmeal polenta, which will go with the sauce that Bruno's made. And here we have bacala, which is it's traditionally eaten with on the Festa della Svinatura, which is what we just did. The Svinatura being the draining of the vats again. And we're preparing the cod with olive oil and finocchio flowers, which is fennel flowers.
We've just cooked these wonderful black chickpeas, if you can see them like that. They're a little bit different from the normal ones. They take a little bit longer to cook, but they're a different flavour. They're actually extremely
They almost
good.
taste charcoaly.
They do. So
They're
we've got
really
that,
great, and they're going to be very good.
When we cook them, if you can see, we put some bay leaves into the water just to give them, and the flavour really comes through. So we're going to mix these chickpeas while they're still hot with some chopped tomato. The basil out for now. That's just decoration, so that the tomato cooks slightly with the chickpeas. And then we're going to mix in olive oil, plenty of salt and pepper, and that'll be it. That's ready, and that's going to accompany our bacala. When that's cooked, then these two are going to be combined together.
So that's one of our dishes for the Svinatura feast, and traditional with a bit of a twist, the black chickpeas.
Okay, here we go. We're just going to go and put the bacala on the fire.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Well, Sean knows that I make coffee from my time.
Ah.
Okay. Now we're going to put the salt cod on the fire.
Bene giù, così, aspetta.
Sì, sì.
Se no scotch. Ok.
Nice.
Ok. No, sì. E l'olio sopra.
Bravo. Smell it already?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, this is called gelatina. Basically, it's a type of brawn. It's been made with all the parts of the pig that don't get used to make other things. It's ears, trotters, and so forth. It's then all cooked down, and it sets in a gelatin. But here, the difference is that they've put over the top. It's called salsa verde. And basically, it's chopped parsley and some lemon juice, and normally a little bit of garlic as well. This is put over the top. The meat products are then put in with the gelatinous liquid, and then it's left to set, normally in the fridge overnight, and then it comes out looking like this.
Get going. Okay, so we have the chickpeas on the plate, and there is the cod that has been roasted on the fire, and Tirone is perilously close. Here we go with the polenta.
Polenta, which traditionally you throw it on the wooden board. Don't get it on your skin. That will burn. Unbelievable.
That's okay, give it to me now.
Okay.
And now Sean is going to come with the
condiment.
Now we've got this fantastic sauce that Bruno made.
There we are.
With sausage and various types of mushrooms. Obviously some porcini mushroom in there as well. That's the accompaniment to go with the polenta.
Okay. And there's our complete dinner.
Complete dinner ornament.
And all on the table here, the gelatina, the cod with the chickpeas, and there we are. And everyone is now going to partake.
Exactly, because I'm starving.
So the chickpeas go heavy and nice. And last night I had a pretty heavy night.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
You were not out last night. Yeah, but I
watching
didn't
the
sleep
fish
all
does
night.
have
So it's not because of the food. I kept starting. I started feeling not too well the last 6 o'clock in that when you arrived. In fact, I wasn't feeling too good. But then I could grab a breakfast.
Viva la vida passa come una grande fiesta, viva la vida se la vive.
So how is it all?
Delicious.
Oh, good. Can I propose a toast to the new wine? How about that?
To the
New wine.
Yes. Well, that's what this is all about. Festa della Svinatura.
Salute.
Cheers.